And I still really can't stand Kerchak suddenly turning around and saying Tarzan was his son the whole time on his deathbed. Based on everything we've seen in the film, he should be angrier and less accepting of Tarzan than ever, after Clayton literally killed him and almost captured the others. Kerchak was a horrible quote-unquote father, and rather than shoehorn in an emotional reconciliation, Tarzan should have come to terms with the fact that the approval of his father isn't worth shit. To anyone who claims the emotional reconciliation between Mirabel and Alma was rushed and unrealistic, I seriously dare you to defend it in this movie. It's so bad that it's not even comparable.
Before I start discussing why I don't agree with Chef Rilla's opinion about Kerchak's reconciliation with Tarzan, I just wanna wish everyone a happy new year. I hope everyone is having a wonderful time with their families and loved ones, and that celebrating New Year's Eve will go nicely. Okay, let's take a look at this scene. So according to Chef Rillas, the scene doesn't work because of the fact that Kerchak was never accepting of Tarzan in the first place, and also considering how the reason why he dies and the other gorillas get almost captured happens solely because Tarzan leads Clayton and the poachers to the location of the gorillas. Now, here's why I don't agree with this, and I think that despite this, Kerchak's reconciliation works. Earlier in the movie, we see that Kala brings home a child, aka Tarzan, and Kerchak's initial reaction isn't anger or resentment. His first thought is that Tarzan won't replace the one that they lost. The fact that he says this shows how he very obviously still cares about their dead child. He is even willing to accept Tarzan into the pack, he just doesn't want to act like Tarzan is his son because he obviously isn't, and won't replace the one that he loved. Later on in the film, we can also see how Kerchak's reasons to why he didn't want Kala to adopt Tarzan as their own was because he wanted to protect the other gorillas from any danger that the humans might bring to their family, and because he feared that Kala wanted to adopt Tarzan as a form of replacement for their dead son, which was not the case. In addition, in the same scene, Kerchak asks Kala to take Tarzan back where she found him. Kala responds and says that he will die, to which Kerchak says,
"If the jungle wants him, then
I want him."
Then gets interrupted by Kala saying that she wants to save him. Kerchak's line is very important for the story considering how he got his mentality after the jungle, in their case Sabor, took the life of their only child. After this, he didn't want to become vulnerable again and possibly lose another so-called child of his, especially since he's the leader of the pack and he had to maintain his pride for the sake of this. He lost his child and didn't want to accept Tarzan, which is perfectly understandable considering how he is still full of grief over the loss of his child. However, this changes after Tarzan kills Sabor. The look in Kerchak's eyes visibly changes and he realizes that his child's death got avenged by no other than Tarzan, the human who he didn't trust from the first day he saw him, and now thanks to him he can get closure over the death of their child. With time, he learns to accept Tarzan into his heart, and that's why he has the reconciliation later on before he dies. He goes through change and his character goes full circle with accepting Tarzan as his illegitimate son. Chef Rillas' argument that Tarzan should have realized that his father's respect shouldn't matter makes no sense considering that they were the ones who raised him, were by his side all his life, and how Kerchak was the leader of the gorillas. He wanted to be respected by the gorillas, and he knew that the only way to get that respect was through Kerchak. If he accepted him, that would mean that everyone would accept him. He wanted to get that feeling of fulfillment. He loved Kerchak, despite the fact that Kerchak didn't show any sign of this. He grew to be a better character and father in the end, and made sure to let Tarzan know that he accepts him before his last breath, finally giving him the respect that he was looking for from his adoptive father. Also, I know that this video is kinda short, however, if you want to see me talk about other movies/series that I like, or perhaps you like, in a longer video or in more details, let me know in the comments below. I hope that I was able to change your mind, Chef Rillas, regarding this topic. Let me know if it worked.